I lived. Hello and welcome back to the Music Review Emporium, my safe space for talking about music and sounding really pretentious without anyone saying, hey, you sound pretty pretentious. Let's focus this camera. Hello. Just a quick update on the video. I've been on hiatus the last few weeks, obviously. It wasn't by choice. I've actually been working on a few different projects, and I'm kind of at a dead end with both of them. I've been like so dead set on these ideas that I just stopped uploading. Whoops. But I'm back and I'm still gonna try working on those. I need to approach them from a different angle, but I will definitely still keep working on those, and I will give you any updates on that as they come. Trench is the newest album from alternative hip-hop / rock group 21 Pilots. This album came out, I think, like 2 weeks ago now. No, it was last week. I actually wanted to hold off on listening to it until it was time for me to review it, so what I'm about to review is a blind review of Trench, minus the few singles. I did listen to the singles as they came out. Trench is a concept album which is centered around a city called Dama and the surrounding area, which is an empty valley called the Trench. So Tyler Joseph and Josh Dun explore, mental illness, insecurity, and themes of suicide through terms set in this world of Dama and Trench. So you guys don't think I'm biased, because I am biased. This is one of my favorite bands. 3 of their last 4 albums are above a 9. Well, personally, I haven't actually sat down and rated them using these criteria, and we'll have to do that at some point in the future, but to me, 3 of the last 4 albums have been 9s. Zelda's paw is stuck on it, not stuck, but she's like putting it under the door. She's trying to get my attention. While the last album, Blurry Face, wasn't bad, I felt as if it was lacking compared to some of the other albums. I'm really excited to see what direction 21 Pilots takes this new album. Just so you guys know, like I said, I am going into this blind. The only tracks I have heard on this album so far are just the singles. Here's how reviews work on my channel if you're new here. I have listened to this album, so you don't have to, and I've given each track a score from 1 to 10. The final score of this album will be determined by the average of those scores. Keep in mind these are just my opinions, so please don't get mad if I bash 21 Savage and then praise Fits in the Tantrums. This is why I don't let her into the recording space. Don't pay attention to that. Oh god. Without further ado, let's talk about My Blood. The opening feels kind of more spacious than their past songs, but it does develop this like funky kind of bass line. I love it. My Blood really cements the falsetto voice that Tyler uses a lot throughout the album. When you get to the bridge kind of mimics the same spacey feel you hear in the intro, and the chorus is just great, like 9 out of 10 song. The next track, another single, was Jumpsuit. It starts off heavier than My Blood does. I remember when this track first came out, I wasn't struck on it, but I love it now. I love how it starts with like the heavy guitars, but it's got this light singing, and it transitions, it keeps on becoming this overwhelming, intense song, and it's wonderful. 8 out of 10. Next is Levitate, and this was the point I kind of felt like they were easing us back into 21 Pilots. I felt like they were reintroducing themselves. Like, My Blood was just kind of a basic 21 Pilots song. Jumpsuit reintroduced his screaming, and now Levitate has the rapping. So it's kind of reintroducing us into all the things that make a 21 Pilots album. The bass is heavy, but the rap is simple, and together it sounds great. 8 out of 10. So the first song I didn't hear on the album and now have heard is Morph. I really love Morph. It has these rap verses, but then it has this melodic falsetto chorus, and it's a beautiful 10 out of 10 song, wonderful lyrics. She's biting me. And it's just a 10 out of 10. Next song is Chlorine, and the opening has these cool like binaural beats. I hope I pronounced that word right, but where it like goes off in different ears at different times. There's a high amount of echo on this song that I feel like it would be better without. It's kind of a lukewarm take, but I love how Tyler Joseph takes these like dark lyrical themes and puts them into kind of upbeat poppy songs. And I know that's really lukewarm, but because that's what everyone likes about well, not everyone. That's what a lot of people like about 21 Pilots. But other than that, it's kind of a bit of a basic song, but it's not bad. It's a 7.5 out of 10. The next one, I don't really have much to say on, but I do love it. It's Smithereens. The falsetto's a little awkward to listen to at first, but it becomes really nice after you listen to it a few times. It's very simple, and it's got this flute sound in it to give it this like memorable. It's really nice. That's 9 out of 10. The next track is Neon Gravestones, and the opening sounds a lot like this piano piece I love called Aspirations. Aspirations OP1 or OP1. I don't know. I'm the last person qualified to talk about music. But it's that one kind of really sad song that's like boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not gonna sit here and play it, or sing it, but it's in the Your Next Couch gag from The Simpsons. But like, if you're a kid, I'm not telling you to look it up. Look it up. The lyrics are very dark in this one, and I felt it. The song itself is very chill. It sounds a lot like the first album, the self-titled album. The song is very somber. It's stylistically reminds me a lot of Aircatcher from Self-Titled and Goner from Blurry Face, and it's really nice. It's 9.5 out of 10. Next track is The Hype, and let me tell you, I'm glad someone else knows that The Hype is real. I love the lyrics to this song. It altogether has this really hopeful sound, but the lyrics themselves are just brutally honest towards the listener. But it keeps an optimistic tone, don't get me wrong. It's honest. The ukulele feels out of place, but it works really well. It feels out of place in the good way. 10 out of 10. Next up is Nico and the Niners, which was another single off this album, and this was my favorite one out of the singles that were released. Really all I can compliment on this song is when he's singing about being heavy, his voice and the music does just become heavier and thicker to listen to, and I'm really all about that, like, you know, when the words feel like what they mean. I love it. 8.5 out of 10. I've been told this is an unpopular opinion, but Cut My Lip is kind of a boring song. Apart from a few interesting lines, the song is just slow and it's just not fun to listen to, but it's still longer than the average song, so it just feels like it goes on for way too long. I'm just always waiting for this song to be over. It's not bad, it's just boring, and that's not what I want in music. That's not what anyone wants in music, and I gotta give that one a 4 out of 10. Bandito has this cool little music box sound to it. The backing voice sounds like it was patched together from multiple recordings, and it works. It has this like patchwork kind of sound to it. And then the song fades out with this kind of shoegazy sound to it. 9.5 out of 10. Pet Cheetah is an interesting mix of distant vocals and in-your-face rap. The music is very vibey and chill, but there's not really much to say here. 7.5. Legend opens up with a keyboard opening. It's fun and it's upbeat, and then the ending has this fanfare parade sound usage of horns, and it really sounds like a song for a Legend. Give it a 9. And then the final track, which I'm always worried when I get to the final track of a new album, because that's the goodbye. That's the I'll see you next album. And Leave the City is great. I almost called it Escape the City, the Crush 40 Sonic the Hedgehog song. 21 Pilots has had a great track record with their album closers. Goner is great, Truce is great. It's just, they're so good at their album closers. It follows a similar melody to Nico and the Niners. I love it when, you know, you repeat the motifs throughout the album, so it's great. The track really follows the concept of Dama and Trench, and it feels like the culmination of the album and the story, and it just leaves us on a good note until the next album. Give it a 9.5 out of 10. So, altogether, I gotta say that Trench gets an 8.5 out of 10, which it's great. It's good. It's really good. Honestly, it deserves a higher score, but as of right now, Cut My Lip really holds this album back. And, I mean, that's all I can really say. Cut My Lip really holds this album back. But there are plenty of great tracks on this album, notably Morph and My Blood, both excellent songs to listen to. And I mean, that's really all I have to say about Trench. I wanted to wear yellow for this, but I don't own any yellow because I'm scared of colors. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all the YouTube words. This is gonna be cringy. I haven't done this in weeks, so I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you didn't, let me know, cause I'll just go. See you guys again in a few weeks.